Hi everyone. This is an unscheduled live, but I felt the need to come on and talk about how important dance teachers are. So I've been thinking about just how many important roles dance teachers play in the world, and I wanted to come on and share about how we can do them even better, how we can really focus on these, how dance teachers can be supported and appreciated. So there's a misconception that teaching dance is about showing people steps. That's part of it, but dance teachers in the world do so much more than this, and I'm talking about dance teachers in every country of different styles, ones who are trained in big institutions, ones that aren't trained, that love what they do, who are great at what they do, all of them, all dance teachers. So dance teachers show people the power of their own bodies. Dance is such a powerful way for people to come in contact with their own confidence, with their own ability to improve, to learn, to grow. And what I want to say first is that dance in itself can be taught with joy, with encouragement, with challenge as well, of course, with all these things. And dance can also be taught in a way that disempowers the student, that puts the student in fear, that makes the student nervous, that makes the student feel like they're in constant competition with the other dancers in class. So the dance teacher's job, I think, can be more than just showing steps, because you can show steps and you can teach technique in ways which are good for the dancer as a whole person, the dancer's mental health, the dancer's physical health, the dancer's kind of relationships, etc. And you can also teach dance in a way that they get good at only dancing, and the other stuff that happens in the studio isn't that good for them. So what I'm really talking about here today are the good dance teachers, the great dance teachers, the dance teachers that care about their students, that care about them as whole human beings, whether they're kids or adults, whatever level they are, whether they're beginners or advanced. The dance teachers who understand that the role of dance is for everybody, that anyone can have access to connecting with their body, to connecting to their ability to learn and grow, as I said, to connect to their confidence, to take on a different posture, to become a different version of themselves, to connect to different parts of themselves, whether that's the more structured part, the more disciplined part, whether it's the more sensual part, whether it's the more fun part, whether it's the more playful part, whether it's the stronger part, whether it's the resilient part. All of these are accessible through dance with good dance teachers, with the right dance teachers. And dance teachers do such a more important job in the world than I think we realise. More and more and more, I'm seeing a tendency towards, in the world, this is just in general, towards sitting in front of screens. And there's a part for that. And we can learn so much. We can also learn dance through screens, for sure. But bringing people together in real life, in dance studios, or for workshops or for masterclasses or for whatever it is, this is an important part of what dance is. And dance teachers provide that opportunity. So people are feeling more disconnected than ever, ironically, even though we're more connected, right, through the internet. There's plenty of studies, people are feeling a little bit more lonely, people are feeling like they've got less really good, trusted friendships, people are feeling a little bit more kind of disconnected from other people, and dance is a huge way to heal that, and that is what dance teachers are providing. Dance is also a way for us to connect to our own stories, to connect to other people's stories. Like when I dance, for example, salsa, I'm aware that that is an embodiment of those parts of the world where salsa has evolved. So from like Cuba, New York, etc., and the places after that. Same thing from ballet. When I dance ballet, I'm honoring a very old tradition that obviously has continued to grow and change. But dance isn't just dance steps. Dance is all about human beings. All of it. All of dance is about human beings. And dance teachers give people the opportunity to discover the humanness in them. It gives them empathy for other peoples in the world. When we dance their dances, in some ways it's like sharing the food or trying the food of a different culture. This is something that the world needs now more than ever. We're not doing a very good job in some ways of doing the globalization thing, but in a way that is honoring people and that is allowing people to keep their cultural identity, but also allowing other people to understand that cultural identity. Dance is something that does that, and it's very powerful. So when if you're a dance teacher and you're teaching a different dance style, know that you're giving your students, your dancers, an opportunity to actually embody something different, to move in a different way. This is something really powerful. It's not just about dance steps. And it's something that brings empathy, compassion, understanding. It allows us to cross the divides that might be there because of language or because of political differences or for whatever. Dance is the thing that is uniting us. And so as a dance teacher, please know you are contributing to making humanity better, to helping humanity understand each other better, to helping humanity collaborate better. These are no small things. Dance is so important to people's lives. So there are other things that do this. Obviously, the World Cup is on right now. But the beautiful thing about dance is it doesn't require a winner and a loser. It doesn't require competition. It doesn't require these kind of divides of my team versus your team. Dance is, by its nature, inclusive of the whole tribe. Okay, that's how dance was mainly done for thousands and thousands of years. So this helps humans to heal divides. Dance is something that can bring us together. I've just got some notes here so I don't miss anything. Obviously, dance teachers are helping people be healthier. We live in such abundance in terms of, I've got food in my kitchen that could last me a few months, I'm sure. I've got heating that I know will come on tomorrow. I've got all these things around me. I'm in such abundance. We all are if we live in the weird world, meaning Western, educated, blah, blah, blah. You guys know the thing. And yet, our health is not great overall when we really look at it. People might be surviving longer, but they're not thriving. They're not in really, really good health necessarily. And dance can play a huge part in this because dance not only helps our physical health because we're moving, that's really important, not just to get stronger, like it's not only about the muscles. That's the part that I think most people obviously know about and think about, but it's also body movement range. It's also, do you know how important it is to be standing, to be walking, to be moving for your organs to operate well? All of these things are so important and we forget this. So dance is a great opportunity for the physical health to be promoted, also mental health. And I've noticed this for myself since I stopped teaching my group classes and I'm dancing less and I'm teaching less because I'm coaching more and I'm mentoring more, which I absolutely love. I adore it. It's so wonderful. But at the same time, I have noticed the slight shift in my mental health because I haven't replaced those hours that I was dancing with other movement or with other dance. I'm still dancing salsa bachata. Anyway, I won't get into the whole story, but I've noticed, oh yeah, it actually does. And you take it for granted. And when you're someone when you're a dance teacher, okay, and you've had that your whole life, you can really take it for granted that other people don't have that kind of hormonal balance and hormonal access to feeling good, to feeling relieved by stress, to feeling connected to other people and all these things. So dance is so powerful. for mental health. And it's worth remembering that just because we feel, kind of good as dance teachers in that way, we are giving that to our students every single time that we teach. So this is really powerful as well. Another thing that I love about dance, if you're someone that cares also about the environment, which I feel like a lot of dance people are, they do, you care about the fact that we're using up the Earth's resources pretty quick. You care about the fact that you would like to preserve areas of nature for animals and to find more of a harmonious balance with Mother Earth. I know that this might seem like, what the hell does this have to do with dance? Dance is a human activity that keeps us busy, that keeps us productive, that keeps us creative, that keeps us growing without using up more of the world's resources. Now, it's not perfect because after you dance, you probably eat a bit more and etc., etc. But all things taken into consideration of ways that people could spend their spare time, or if it's your job, then it's your job, or whatever else it is. Dance is something that takes up very few of the world's resources, and yet it gives humans that feeling of growth. If you notice, all humans have that craving to feel like they're growing, to feel like they're learning, and whether it's economic growth, like I think most people are like, oh, it would be nice to have a little bit more financial stability, or it would be nice to have a bit more money, or even people that have got loads of it, they're still like, wouldn't it be nice to have another car? Wouldn't it be nice to have a Tesla? Wouldn't it be nice to have this? Wouldn't it be? So growth is a natural human instinct. And so if we can harness this instinct, instead of into more consumption, into something that nourishes us on every single level and doesn't take up more of the Earth's resources, this is the power of dance. So thank you, dance teachers, for creating those spaces for people to come, to experience growth in themselves, to experience health promoting movement and being with other people and moving to the music and all of these things. What you are doing is not showing people steps. It's so much more than that. It's so much more important than that. Another thing that dance does, which is so beautiful, which doesn't get as promoted in schools, okay, so in education, is empower people. Dance is really empowering for people to stand up for themselves. And again, this depends on how it's taught. As I mentioned at the beginning, dance can be taught in a way that is incredibly disempowering. Dance can be taught from a way of like fear-based, making the dancers feel like they're in competition with each other, making people feel inferior. To me, those are not good dance teachers. Now, they're allowed to be out there teaching. I can't stop them. Quite a lot of them have got a lot of the qualifications that apparently you have to be a good dance teacher. So what are you going to do? Anyway, the point being that dance teachers who understand that they don't need to motivate their students through fear, who understand that they don't need to be at the top of this hierarchy pointing down and telling everyone what to do, but instead the dance teachers who understand that they want to encourage, they want to empower their students, they want their students to have good boundaries, okay? There's a lot of stuff recently that's come out in the press about dancers being taken advantage of, dancers being abused, whether mentally, physically, sexually, etc. And we have done a disservice to dancers by not empowering them to have a voice, by not empowering them to be able to express themselves, by not empowering them to be able to have boundaries, by not empowering them to be able to say no. So the more good dance teachers we have who let their students be who they actually are, who let their students ask questions, who let their students listen to the signals of their body when their body's like, this is too much, or I really can't anymore, or I'm about to faint, or like whatever it is. Those dance teachers are not only showing steps, those dance teachers are teaching dancers lessons for life of being powerful in your body, that your body is not a tool to make it look into the shapes that the dance director wants it. that your body is a tool for freedom, that your body is a tool for your own power, that your body is a tool for your boundaries, that your body is, and not only a tool, but your body is your home, of course. Your body is who you actually are. And so dance is such a powerful way for people to experience their own empowerment. And I should, of course, include dance therapists in this as well, who are very particularly and specifically doing this work with people who are processing trauma and other types of things like that. So I'm talking to dance teachers and dance therapists and dance coaches and whoever is curating spaces for people to come and move together. I'm talking to you. I just said dance teachers because it's much quicker and easier. Okay. So ultimately, dance teaching is helping to heal humanity if we can create dance classes in this way. Now, here's the problem. Dance teachers are so used to what they do that they forget how powerful it is. I've been guilty of this. Dance teachers are so used to seeing their students get better and do great things that they forget what an important part, not only in their dance life they're playing, but in that dancer's whole life that they're playing. And if you're watching this now or on the replay, let me know if there was a dance teacher in your life who made a difference not only to your dancing, but that you remember they inspired you in any other way outside of your life. And I'm sure there are lots of those stories. I know I have that with some of my dance teachers, especially my first dance teacher. So there are problems because as dance teachers, we can really easily forget the importance of what we do because it becomes second nature to us. We do it every day, and it can be easy as well then to forget about the bigger picture and just think about getting those students through that exam or preparing those students for that show or preparing the concert or whatever it is. And when we remember that all of those things is also because that makes people better humans and it gives people the chance to all the other things that I've just listed for the last 10 minutes, 17 minutes, all of that. Now, part of the reason why I shifted from teaching so much dance into coaching dance teachers and mentoring dance teachers is because I see dance teachers who are feeling now like underappreciated, who are feeling underpaid, who are feeling burnt out. And we don't want this for dance teachers, not because I just care about dance teachers because I've been a dance teacher, obviously that as well, but because I understand the importance of what dance teachers are doing for human beings and for humanity as a whole. We need dance teachers who are not burnt out. We need dance teachers who are energetic, who still remember all of the magic that they're creating every day and that are being paid well for this. And we need dance teachers who aren't scared to let people know what they offer. The more dance teachers who get good at marketing, and if you don't like that word, that's fine. The more dance teachers who get good at sharing about their classes, of sharing about their workshops, of sharing about the opportunities that people have to go and dance with them, the better for humanity, the better for the world. And it's really important that I say at this point that I'm talking again to all dance teachers of all styles, of all levels. We need that. I'm not talking that everybody in the world should be dancing ballet. No, they shouldn't. If you think that, just go and have a little check of your own bias towards your ethnocentrism. So what I mean by that is, don't just think that whatever you do is the best of what exists. All dance, all the things that I've talked about, whether it's building community, whether it's self-empowerment, whether it's health benefits, these exist in all the different dance styles. Whether you hate twerking or you love twerking, whether you hate ballet or you love ballet, whether you hate whatever else, folk dance, or whether you love contemporary dance, or whether you've tried African tribal dances, or whether you've tried Latin American ballroom and Latin dances, whatever. I'm talking about all dance here. We need more people to understand that they're welcomed into dance spaces, that there are classes for them, that if they stopped, they're still welcome back, that if they've never done it before, they're welcome to start. The more that people dance, the better. And I remind people, because you guys know how much I love talking about the evolution of music and dance. This is my master's thesis. I remind you guys, I have a master's in dance anthropology. In the past, our ancestors, if you go back, let's say 20,000 years, they all danced. All of them. Old people, young people, the mothers, the young men, everybody. They all danced. They didn't always all dance together. Sometimes there were rituals that were just the men. Sometimes there were rituals that were just the women, etc. But they all danced. That was not like something just for the talented, for the special people. Dance is something that is very human. It's a very human thing. And so the more dance teachers that stop hiding, that get brave, that share about what they do, that let people know how good their classes are, the more people get to experience dance. And that is what I want for the world. And that's what I want for dance teachers, because the more success dance teachers have, the more successful humanity becomes, as long as they're dance teachers who understand the fundamental principles of what I was saying before, which is your dancer or your student is first a human being. Their physical and mental health come before whatever dance outcomes you want of them, and both short-term and long-term health. That comes before whatever dance outcomes you want for them. That dance is a community experience, etc., 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 and all the other things that I've already said. Did I say that dance is for everyone? I'm pretty sure that was the first one I said. So this is why I love mentoring dance teachers. I've mentored quite a few dance teachers this year. It's been my absolute privilege and pleasure to run the Aligned Dance Teacher Academy. I'm not running the academy right now, but I am doing one-to-one mentoring with dance teachers because I want dance teachers to lean into sharing about what they do. I want dance teachers to have more people in their classes. I want dance teachers to cultivate a feeling of welcoming, of people feeling excited to be there, of people sharing and encouraging each other, of all the girls in that ballet class feeling like they want the best for each other and they're not trying to tear each other down. This is so doable. There's literally dance teachers that I've worked with who are doing this right now, and they're earning good money for it. That's the other thing. The more people you have, the more you can make. I know that sounds really simple, but there are so many things that hold dance teachers back. There's perfectionism. There's being worried about being criticized by other people who you think are above you because they're doing something slightly different, or they're doing it for a different, they're like preparing pre-professionals for something, and you think that that's your competition when you want to teach adults or you want to teach children who aren't preparing for that. They love it and it's just part of what they enjoy doing, not because they have to become professional. I mean, I also work with these people. I have a dance mentee who also, you know, is in training pre-professionals. And so this applies to everyone. If we can have more good dance teachers who understand all of this, the better for humanity and the better for the dancers that are in those classes. And so, you know, I know this is super controversial to say, but having a certificate to be a dance teacher in a particular style does not guarantee all the stuff that I've just talked about. It'll guarantee that they know a very specific methodology and are really good at communicating technique and all of those things, and hopefully also musicality and expression, all those things. It doesn't guarantee that that teacher doesn't have perfectionist tendencies themselves that they're actually projecting onto their students and their students are picking up on. In fact, being a perfectionist will make you more likely to have more certificates. So these are things that are very nuanced and that I care about helping people move through, because I believe in dance. I believe in dance teachers. I believe that this is something that's going to be good for everyone. I can't see a downside to dance teachers caring about the health of their students, to dance teachers sharing more of what they offer, of dance teachers with dance teachers believing in themselves. And there's a few things that we think might, or maybe we have this idea that like, oh, people can't tell that. For example, people can't tell that I'm a perfectionist, or like I can be a perfectionist, my students won't pick up on that. Like I can criticize myself, but they won't criticize themselves. That's not how it works. Human beings, we see, I mean, anyone who's got kids has told me this, I don't have kids yet, but that you can see some things, but more than likely your kids are going to operate how you operate. They're going to do what you do. They're going to be how you be. Same thing in the dance studio. Very much so, because your students are looking at all of you all the time. So it's so wonderful when dance teachers are interested in healing their perfectionism, because that means their students won't pick up on that, who love their own body. A dance teacher who loves their own body is such a blessing to the students that are in that class. Now, you might never say anything about your students' bodies. You might never say anything about your own body, but trust me, some of that gets transferred. Just by a glance of how we look at ourselves in the mirror, or by how we dress, or by how we move, or whatever it is. The more healing that dance teachers can do for themselves, the absolute better for everybody that dances around them. And it doesn't mean that you have to. And again, for the perfectionists, that doesn't mean you have to be perfect. I started dance teaching while I was still a perfectionist and had body issues. I was teaching dance when I still had jealousy issues and thought I was in competition with every other dance teacher. I started teaching all these things and people still had great classes. But was I the best dance teacher I could be? No. Was I on the journey to learn to be better? Yes. Am I perfect now? Absolutely not. But for those dance teachers who want to go on this type of journey, because they're not only interested in teaching people steps, but they see this bigger picture of how they can not only change someone's life in the dance studio, but change their whole life, because what they take from the dance studio emanates out into everything else that they do. I invite you to think about mentoring or coaching, and it doesn't need to be with me. There's more and more now, which is great. Good coaches and mentors in the dance world. And you can also do this by yourself. It will take a lot longer, but there's plenty of videos. Like I'm sharing videos now about these more types of these topics, and there are plenty of other people. But if you would like help and support, it's so much quicker, it's so much smoother, it's so much, you can stay up more. I don't really know how to explain that in any other way than just you get to be held through this process. You get to be encouraged through this process. You get to skip a little bit of the trial and error. You'll still have to do some because you'll have to figure out your way of doing this. And with every dance teacher, the best dance teacher you can be is exactly who you are. What I mean by that is like your personality, your strengths, the way that you enjoy doing stuff, your quirkiness, your seriousness, whatever it is, that is a dance teacher that you should be. And so sometimes when you're taking in kind of generic information, it's not, hi Anna. Sometimes when you're taking in generic information, it's not actually applicable to you. Whereas when you work with a coach or a mentor, they can make sure that what you are receiving is what you need. That's the beauty of working with a coach or mentor. That's one of them. Secondly, is the accountability. Thirdly, it's the encouragement. I don't know why. Well, actually, I do know why. But lots of dance teachers have this incredible ability to undermine how important what they do is, to doubt themselves so much, to think that they're not good enough, to not understand how competent they actually are. And one of my favorite things about being a mentor for dance teachers is reminding them of how great they are. Because when you step into a dance studio with that energy, and I don't just mean how good dance teacher you are because you've got all these qualifications on the wall, or how good a dance teacher you are because look how amazing I am at dancing. I don't mean that. I mean that you're coming in with this like healed feeling of like, I'm good enough, I'm here with generosity, I'm here with joy. Like your students feel that. They feel that. So I get to remind people of just how incredible they are as human beings and as dance teachers. And then I get to help them work on Always we do some relationship work, because whether it's teacher-student relationship, whether it's teacher-another teacher relationship, whether it's teacher, the studio you rent from owner relationship, whether it's whatever, we always end up doing some relationship work, and that always ends up going out into their wider life, which is, it's so fun. It's so much fun. And dance teachers are amazing because they take really quick action on this stuff. Like, dancers and dance teachers are ready to move. They're like, okay, I want to try this out. Let's go. And so, you know, with some of my clients have been wonderful things. People improving their relationship with their mums, people improving their relationship with their partners, people taking like big leaps in their personal relationships because of doing this work through dance mentoring, which I know is so funny. But ultimately, all of this stuff comes down to being a human being. You can't, like, we can separate business and life, we can separate dance and life in some ways, but ultimately dance is all about human beings, created by human beings, it's created by human bodies. So all of this stuff has ripple effects. And then finally, or maybe first of all, helping dance teachers create the classes that they want to, that they love, creating timetables that work for them, not what they think they have to do. But like, for example, this year, I've had one dance teacher who's great in the mornings. So I helped her like to adjust her timetable, and she didn't need help for me to like put the freaking numbers like 11 a.m. No, she needed some help just to feel that she had the permission to do it, to be supported through the emotions of doing it. And then same thing, I have a different dance teacher who works better in the evenings, and helping her create, she's now setting up her own classes, helping her create a timetable that works for her in the evenings. So it's all about what works best for you. And then, like I said, really important is that you feel that you can share about what you're doing. You feel that you can share the magic of your dance classes, and you feel that you can basically withstand some people not getting it. That's the really scary thing as a dance teacher and going out on your own. I think people maybe don't appreciate just how difficult it is sometimes, especially if you run your own classes. But even if you don't, just to really own like the way that you teach, the way that you care about your students might be different from other people. The talking to other people who aren't already very much sold on being in the dance world, and talking to them and letting them know, encouraging them, hey, you could dance if you want to dance. All of these things, it's scary because you might get rejected, someone might not understand you, someone might criticize you. And honestly, if you're going to do anything in life, you have to be prepared for those things. This is what I've realized, and I still have to work on this all the time. I've gotten much better, but I still have to work on my abandonment issues, my rejection issues, my issues of people not understanding me, my issues of being criticized. And I do get criticized. There'll be people who watch this video who hate most of what I've said. That's okay. What can I do about that? It's what I genuinely believe. I genuinely think I have my heart in the right, well, I know I have my heart in the right place. I think the way I'm going about it is the best way that I can. There's not much else I can do apart from that, but I need to have the emotional capacity to hold people's negative comments, to hold people not understanding me, to hold the potential that like people are going to reject me in whatever way that is. Sorry guys. One of the ways will be that some people unsubscribe from this because this wasn't a before they get to this point, they'll never hear this bit, but they will unsubscribe to this channel because this wasn't a video tutorial, it wasn't a ballet tutorial. That's fine. I know now, well, that's not a rejection of me, that's just that I'm not giving them what they want, and that's fine. They should go and find it from someone else. But all of these, they're like an emotional process and coaching. So I bring to dance mentorship coaching tools. That's all the emotional regulation stuff. That's all the communication tools. That's all of the mindset shifts. That's all of the embodiment tools, all of that. And then of course the strategy. But on top of that, the real important strategy stuff for having a dance business that you love, that supports your health as a dance teacher, and that nourishes your dancers. I'm really good at that. I've done it a few different times in a few different cities, and I'm someone that, you see, Anna, please tutorial snowflakes. I'm not doing ballet tutorials anymore, guys. I'm really sorry. And I know, like, here we go. This is it. I'm disappointing someone in real time right now. In real time. I'm so sorry. I have evolved past dance tutorials, and that's not to say they're not amazing. They absolutely are, but just my personal evolution as a human being, it could have carried on in that dance line. It didn't. I'm now mentoring dance teachers, and I'm coaching people one-to-one, so like life coaching. So I'm really sorry. I think I've said it before, but I'll say it again. No more dance tutorials from me. I might still do a few masterclasses on something. I've been thinking about doing a choreography masterclass. Thank you for understanding, Anna. I might do a choreography masterclass. I might do just little things here and there, but dance tutorials is not what it's going to be. So I'm so sorry. There are also some amazing dance teachers and dancers like doing awesome tutorials. So I know that you guys aren't going to really like miss mine that much because other people have some amazing ones. So it's all good. But this is what I'm here to do. Anyway, guys, sorry, I'm going to wrap this up. But I just wanted to let you guys know that you can do this by yourself. It will take longer and it will be more difficult. And you might have to do a lot more trial and error, but you can. I've done parts of this journey by myself too, but I've also had a one-to-one coach for 6 months, which was super, super helpful, actually life-changing. And still, even now, I'm learning stuff from what I learned then. I'm like implementing it and seeing how it's coming out. So if you want to work with me, if you are watching this in December, you're still in time to get a discount. I'm going to leave all the details in the description. If you're watching this after December, I'd still love to work with you. We'll make sure that there's a payment plan, monthly payment plan that you can afford, that doesn't feel stressful, if you do want to work with me. And I think that's it. Other than that, just thank you to all the dance teachers. Thank you so much for everything you do. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for giving your energy. Thank you so much for creating spaces for people to be themselves, for people to feel their own power, for people to see their improvement, to see their strength growing, to see their musicality growing, to see their flexibility growing, to see how much they can become part of a group. Dance really is something very special for bringing people together as well, as long as the dance teacher is someone who facilitates that and doesn't try and stop it through competition. So thank you, everyone. Thank you so much, dance teachers. Thank you, dancers, also for trusting us, for showing up, for putting your body through challenges and seeing the amazing things that come out on the other side. Okay, guys. Sending you all lots of love, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.